And I'm very much looking forward to talking to our next guest. He has been one of the stars of the summer. He is the new reigning, defending Bellator featherweight champion. He is on the come up. Dare I say, he has already arrived. He just finished one of the pound for pound best in the sport, Patricio Pitbull. He's still undefeated. He's the son of a legend. He's about to get paid, and he's going to be my broadcast partner on Sunday. He's the mercenary himself, the great AJ McKee, kind enough to join us. AJ, my man, how are you? And we got Antonio in the house, too. We got Senior up in this, too. What's going on, guys?
What's up, man? What up, Ariel? How you doing? It's a pleasure.
It's going very well. I'm very happy to have you on. Great to see you. Congrats on everything. And I'm really pumped when I found out you're going to be on the broadcast on Sunday. That's freaking awesome. Congrats, man.
I can't wait, man. It's going to be fun. I'm excited, It's going to be fun, especially just stepping into the boxing world a little bit. And you got Woodley and YouTube sensation Jake Paul. Like it's going to be a great show.
How do you feel about all of this? It's a very polarizing topic, right? The Paul brothers coming over. Do you give them respect? Do you feel like they're putting in the time? Do you feel like they're legit? If you can take off the Showtime hat for a second and just give me your raw thoughts on it, how do you feel?
Well, having Anthony Pretty Boy train with him, and Ant's always kind of trained with us a little bit. He's been with Jake Paul the entire time, and he said it himself. He's like, dude, the person he was when we first sparred to the person he is now, he's changing. He wants it. He's hungry. But then again, you still got Tyron Woodley, ex-UFC champ, so forth, knockout artist, who's also just a straight hitter. I'm excited for it. I think it's bringing a lot of attention to the boxing world. It's bringing a lot of attention to the MMA world as well. Just having where boxing kind of left off and then now set where MMA is kind of taking over, and then just being able to combine both the worlds with both aspects of the athletes, man. It's awesome. I'm looking forward to doing it myself soon. Like, I can't wait.
You want to do this as well? You want to cross over?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I've been saying I want to fight Floyd for a while, but Floyd said he doesn't fight anymore. I'm like, all right, that's cool with me. Like, I don't think of it as a fight. You know what I mean? I think me being the best at my sport, him being the best at his sport, being able to share that moment with another great that's also undefeated, that's kind of the sensation that I fixed my mind on, is being able to share that moment. You know what I mean? Well, how many people can say they sparred with Floyd?
Yeah.
Like, to be able to say that, it's an honor. You know what I mean? And I don't know. Maybe I'll step into some boxing, go out there, get a little tango and like mango on one day.
I love it. Okay. Is that something that's like on your mind right now, or is that something kind of down the line? I mean, you're still so young, but is that something you're thinking about right now?
It's kind of on my mind at the moment. I'm sitting down with Bellator. Obviously, we're seeing what's going to happen, what we're doing. So while we figure things out, I figure I might as well go do some boxing, get my feet wet over there.
Okay, so explain to me this situation, AJ, because we have so much to talk about. You're one of the hottest commodities in the sport. You're a rising superstar. You're undefeated. You're now the new champ. You just finished Pitbull, which was supremely impressive. He's such a great fighter. What is your status? Are you a free? Because I see you talking about the contract a lot. What is going on here? What is your status? Let's talk business here, AJ. You got the best hype man in the game right over there. You're behind you, but I'm gonna hype you up too. What's your status right now? How are we getting paid?
Championship clause. I owed 3 fights.
But were you a free agent? If that fight doesn't go your way in July, was that your last fight? And did the championship clause kick in?
I technically would have been a free agent.
Wow.
In like next month. But the fact that I beat him, I have championship clause.
Wow.
Yeah.
So was that a good thing or a bad thing for you? Because now you're kind of locked in.
I'm locked in, but at the same time, I needed the accolades of whooping Pitbull. So for me, I had to take this fight. Even it pretty much diminished me entering the tournament in entirety. So like I had to beat Pitbull.
Okay.
Like that was my goal. Forget the $1 million, forget the paycheck, being what I'm going to make after that. Like I need the accolades of beating Patricio at least once. So that's kind of why I was like, regardless, I gotta get this done. I signed up for this tournament. Let me get this tournament out the way. Once that's done, then we can go from there.
So the championship clause is 3 fights.
3 fights, correct.
Now, what if you're still champ after 3 fights? Does it just go to another 3 fights? Oh,
That's for my manager to figure out.
okay. All right. Now, before
That man, right?
before the 3 fights actually play out, are you hoping to be like, yeah, cool, very nice championship clause. We need to talk now because things have changed.
A little bit, yes. That's
Okay.
kind of where we're at. So, but I mean, I don't want to sit out too much longer either. That's the other thing. You know what I mean? I'm 26 years old, prime years, just came off a knee surgery through the tournament. Like if I'm knocking people out, we need to be running them back.
Mm.
You know what I mean? I'm still in the gym. I went to the gym the same week following the fight.
Wow.
So it's like, we need to run them back and get it going. You know, this is what I love to do. Like I don't care about the money so much. I just want to fight. But obviously this is how I take care of my family, my father's family, and so forth. So that's a big key, you know, and he's been in the sport for so long. He knows what they expect. He knows what, you know, what the sport is. It's I got a bobblehead I got to send you, Ariel.
Yeah. Do you have one? Do you have one?
I do.
Where is it? Please send it to me. I will put
on the
it.
black market.
Okay. Oh, I like that. I'll put it front and center right here next to all the greats. Are they being receptive to you? Do they want to sit down, or are they saying, no, you got a contract, we're going to wait this out?
No, they've been willing and open to renegotiating. Previous to the Cardwell fight, they were kind of open to it, but like I said, I wanted to get the tournament out the way so I could pretty much just stand my ground, show what I was worth, and you know, be undefeated, walk through the tournament, and let them see who AJ McKee is.
And so, in a perfect world, when do you fight again?
Hopefully by the end of the year.
Okay. So you're not saying next month, but just by December.
I mean, MMA for sure, December. I need to be back in there before the year's over. Boxing? I don't know. I'm doing a lot of shows right now.
Okay. Okay.
We'll see.
Okay, this is very interesting. Now, sticking with MMA for a second, as we're trying to parse through this whole thing, your defense is impeccable. It's impregnable, AJ. But we're getting something done. Is your next fight at 155 or 145?
I would like to go up to 55. My father also kind of wants. You want me to say 55 or go?
Well, let's hash it out right now. Let's hash it out, Pops. What are we feeling?
45. At 45 and then go up to 55. He says it's going to take me 6 months to put on the muscle to stay at 55.
Interesting. Okay, but if it was up to you, let's go get that second belt or just test the waters at 55. Like perfect
Second
world.
belt.
So it's the rematch with Pitbull, but now for his other title.
Yeah, or I'll fight his brother.
But he doesn't have a title.
Exactly, but he's number 1 contender. What else makes sense?
Well, I think they just announced he's fighting Peter Queally again in November.
You know,
I say we run it back for the 155 belt. That's the biggest fight they could do.
That's the only fight that makes sense.
Yeah.
But Pitbull don't want. He needs a break.
Oh, so you've already thrown this out there.
I mean, we go back to 2017. I was throwing it out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, I want both the belts. That's my cake and me eating it too. This is what I've said throughout the tournament. So I would like that. I think that should happen. You know, it's the fight everybody wants to see. I'm sure a lot of people think it was a fluke the first time. So let's put the icing on the cake.
Do you mind if I ask, what do you walk around at?
The biggest I've ever touched was in 185.
Oh, snap.
That was obviously lifting a lot of weights, eating, 65, 70.
Do you feel like 55 you'll be undersized? Like, is that something you're worried about? He's not a big 55er either. You know, like it's the perfect fight for you.
Yeah, it's perfect. 155 I feel like it's the perfect weight class for me. I no longer have a reach advantage. Everyone kind of has the same reach. Difference is I'll just be a little faster, a little bit stronger than at 45s. So see how that goes.
Are they receptive to it, Bellator? Do they like the idea of you guys fighting at 155 for his belt?
I don't think so. Just because obviously I have fights. I don't think so. I think because I have 3 fights left, and me being at 155 probably it kind of puts the division on hold. But then at the same time, it lets me defend off at 155 for maybe those 2 fights and see what's to happen there. I don't know.
I think it's a great idea. I feel like it's a big time fight. It's a valid fight. Yes, I know it's not great when you have a guy holding 2 belts. They did it with Ryan Bader very recently. The time is now to strike. I mean, there's a great rivalry, and I feel like they should do it if it was up to me. Now, I'm curious with you, like you were talking about him and people say it's a fluke and all that. My thing is, we saw it with Vettori and Izzy in June. When you get that press conference and one guy is acting all emotional and getting all worked up, like I always say, okay, it's not fait accompli, but it looks like one dude is focused, one guy's not getting rattled, one guy's not getting all psyched up, the opponent's on under skin. And it just felt, when I watched that press conference, I was like, oh, AJ's got him. Did you feel the same way?
Kind of. I was kind of in his head the whole time. And then it was the disrespect where I was like, all right, I'm going to give him a taste of his own medicine a little bit. And he didn't like it so much. But for me, it was all shits and giggles. I was enjoying it the whole time, just laughing, you know. I don't take the smack talking too serious. It's part of the game, you know. For me, it's the entertaining side that the fans like. So I don't mind giving it to them. But, yeah.
He felt like you crossed the line. You spoke about his family.
Yeah, but he spoke about my family.
Right.
He said, you're going to whoop my ass in front of my dad. Okay. I'm going to whoop your ass in front of your wife and kids. Oh, all of a sudden, I crossed the line. Come on, Ariel. Let's be real.
Right. I guess someone would say like, oh, your dad is your coach, so it's a little different to say that, but
nah, family's family.
Right. That's fair. This is the thing that I was saying after the fight. It's amazing to me because, look, there's a lot of new fans and a lot of fans who are just, you know, getting into the sport now the last 2-3 years, you know, ESPN involved, Showtime, etc. And a lot of them, the younger fans, didn't watch your dad when he competed. And so for me, someone who did watch your dad, who covered your dad, who's been to his fights, like, I can't believe that this is Antonio McKee's son. This guy's flashy, flipping around all over the place. Your dad never got the respect that he deserved, as I wrote on my Instagram, because his style was grinding. He was kind of workmanlike. And you are the complete opposite style of your dad. How did this happen? Was this a conscious thing, or is that just who you are and that's it? Or like, were you like, I don't want to do that. I want to be a little bit different?
I would say it was a conscious choice of training by my dad. Myself, he just let me be me. You know, he made a style, which is my style, to beat his style. So as far as wrestling, yeah, like he's got the same style as Khabib, you know, but different era, different time. So a lot of people didn't really respect him for it. Versus now, you know, people respect Khabib, obviously him being undefeated, his style, just the brawl. My dad made a complete style to beat his style, which was obviously, it's a little flashy on the feet, but that has to threaten him to the point to make him rely on his wrestling. And once we get to the ground in the wrestling, I have the jiu-jitsu, I have the striking from the ground as well. So he kind of watched me early on in wrestling, and then he just added little things here and there. Hey, add this. This looks good. Keep this overhook, this underhook, and this position. And yeah, here we have the new mixed martial artist, the mix of all the artists.
Was there any part of you as you were coming up who said, my dad didn't get the respect that he deserved, I'm not going to let that happen to me. I'm almost doing this. Of course, you're your own man and you want your own story and identity, but it's almost like putting that respect on the McKee name as well. Like people need to recognize. Definitely. Have you like, is that almost like a chip on your shoulder to not only do it for you and your legacy, but a little bit for his legacy as well? In 2021, we're talking about Antonio McKee. If you're not doing your thing, we're not talking about Antonio McKee, right? Because he's your dad. And so I feel like almost in a weird way, your success is almost doing like a little bit of revisionist history on how good he was as a fighter. Do you get what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah. Rampage actually told my dad many years ago, he was like, dude, your son's going to be your revenge. And just watching, because I mean, as a kid, we'd always go over to Rampage's house. You know, he's got this big fat house and like out by Kodo. So it's like he lives, like he's got that nice fat house. You know, we go hang out with Chuck, Randy, like all Tito. I'm like, Dad, I watch you beat all these guys up. Where's our big house? You know what I mean? Like, so later on, just kind of getting older and then seeing what the world is and just growing up, you know what I mean? seeing what mixed martial arts is all about, I definitely I had a statement to make. And that's why I said this is just the beginning. Being a world champ was just so I could hang my picture on my dad's wall next to his picture, you know what I mean? So I could give my grandkids one day. So that's step one, you know, be a champ. Father was a great champ for many years, 8 years on the team, 9, 7, 8, however long.
Yeah.
But to do that, you know what I mean, in that era, that time was just unheard of. So, yeah, man, when it comes to MMA, I'm definitely cream of the crop, but second generation. And that's where it's like, at the end of the day, the last name McKee, I feel, is so much greater than what it's been viewed. And that's why when I see people in the comment section going off, talking about, oh, he's going to get cream, I'm like, you have no idea. Like, I'm going to come back and comment on your post. But it's like, I chill out a little bit now, you know?
I love that line from Rampage that your son is going to be your revenge. That is a great line. We've talked in the past about your upbringing and about, you know, what you did and didn't have. And what's going on over there? Some kind of commotion? What's happening?
Don't stop now.
Who's this? Who's this guy? I can't see. There he is. Pretty boy. Hey, pretty boy. We're sitting down tomorrow. Don't think I forgot about you, face to face. You better bring it. I see you talking a lot of smack over there. You better bring it. You came after BT Sport, my employer.
You already know. Yeah, BT Sport, we're going to need to talk for sure. You let them know what's up.
We'll talk tomorrow. By the way, AJ, are you? I know you're working, but is your dad cornering Anthony Taylor?
Yeah, we're cornering Ant. So
you're cornering him too?
I guess so. Yeah.
What do you mean? Yeah. Did you just find out?
I don't know if I'm going to be at the desk or what we're doing, but I'm going to be where I can be. If I can be in that corner, I'm in the corner.
Did you help him train for this fight?
No, he was training. Like I said, he was training with Jake a lot. He came back into the gym probably about 2-3 weeks ago.
Okay.
So they've been putting in a little bit of work. He was there about my final week of camp, and then last couple of weeks he's been there. So I'm excited, man.
They're all saying he's too small. He's a 45er. He's a 55er. What's he doing going up against Big Tommy Fury?
Ant's doing what Ant does: talk shit and takes fight. Dude, it's never a dull day with this guy Ant, bro. I swear, Ariel, never a dull moment.
Uh-oh.
And then you got who harasses. That was the commotion you heard.
Okay.
He was over there falling in a chokehold.
Hey, Ariel, you look like Drake, dog. You my new friend.
Oh, Champagne Poppy? What do you mean, the sixth god? Hey, let me just say, you're not the first, Antonio. You're not the first to say that. You know, we have been confused for each other in the past. People have said that, so I'll take that as a compliment. It's a compliment, right?
Of course, it's a compliment.
Yeah. Wait, so what is going on with Anthony? People are saying that he's going to get whooped by Tommy Fury. That's not true, right?
Well, you know, we've been in the laboratory working on some secret ninja stuff.
Okay.
And I think he's got a good shot at it.
A good shot? I want to hear a great shot. I want to hear you talk him up. I want to hear you say that you're going to the sports book to drop, a few of that $1 million that your son just won on your boy.
Hey, I've been contemplating, Ariel. Hey, I've been contemplating going to put a good 5 racks on that.
Oh, my God.
I'll put 5 racks on that. But I got to fight no more.
You'll win 50 racks.
That's right.
My point.
You got to have confidence in your guy.
Punch, close his eyes, and it lands.
Hey, Ariel,
Yes.
I guarantee you I'm going to win that fight. I promise you that. Watch. I promise you. Promise you that.
We heard it right here. I mean, who's he fought? Guys who are 0-26. I mean, he hasn't fought in Bellator. He hasn't fought the cream. He's not training with AJ McKee. He doesn't have Antonio. Who does he have in his corner? Tyson Fury? What's that guy ever done?
Who's Tyson? Come on.
Oh,
but yeah, it's man. I'm excited for it. It's going to be a great event. And then obviously you got Woodley.
You think he wins?
Wait, let me tell you.
I do.
Really?
I do. I think he wins just because of. Hey. See, look, there he goes harassing.
I mean, what's
people
going on? Jeez, Louise, what's happening over here? He's wrestling him? It's a boxing match.
Yeah.
We don't need to train with that.
But yeah, I think Woodley pulls it out. He's got his mom back in his camp. I saw him down in Miami. She's going everywhere with him. So Mama Woodley ain't nothing to play with. When you got your mama in your corner, making sure your P's and Q's is cooked right, you know what I mean? I think that'll be all right. But then at the same time, you know, you got Jake Paul. He's a young up-and-comer who hasn't really got his feet wet in any hand-to-hand combat sports besides boxing, and he's on fire for boxing. It's not like he has to worry about Woodley taking him down. But the dangerous part is Woodley's a power puncher. You know what I mean? So we know Jake has a chin. I mean, he's young. It hasn't really been tested too much. So everyone's got a chin when it first comes around, you know. But I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I got to go with Woodley, though, just because I've known him for so long. I've known Woodley since I was probably like how old was I? Like 7 when I met Woodley? 8. I'm like you, Ariel. I've known everybody for so long. I got to be biased in these situations.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Relationship. But when it comes to commentating, obviously, I have to set the emotions aside. And
now, can I tell you one thing, AJ, that annoys me? Like, I put up this poll after your fight, and I was like, okay, I want to know from the people, who do you think wins? Because it's been a while since we've had champions in Bellator who I think are on the level of the UFC champions, and you're one of those guys. And so I said, AJ McKee, Alexander Volkanovski, who wins? And I got a lot of people say, this is a crazy question. How dare you, blah, 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 blah. You're a great freaking matchup. Volkanovski's amazing. But the idea that he's going to steamroll through you just because the UFC champion is absolutely ludicrous. When you see this, how do you feel? It's cap. It's cap. It's all cap, AJ.
Yeah. I think, once again, this is what I've done my entire life. He's spent majority of his life doing other things, playing rugby and so forth. He's a great champion, but this is my sport, Ariel. This is what I do. Like, I'm gonna kill or be killed in that cage. So when it comes to another fighter, especially at 145 pounds, it's not gonna be nice. I'm coming out victorious. Obviously, like I said, I've had Ortega put me in a triangle when I was 19.
Wow.
Up at a UFC Torrance. I got to get that hit back one day. Like, I got a hit list. I took care of everybody in our gym. You know, everybody in the gym, from Brett Cooper, everybody, anybody you can think of that's been our gym. Like, I had a hit list, and I took them out one by one. So it's like they don't call me a mercenary for no reason. I signed that document. Like, I go for it. You know what I mean? It's kill or be killed. But, yeah. Volkanovski, he's good. He's cool. I don't think he's the best, but, I mean, whatever.
Who's the best 145er on the planet right now?
Hey, kidding me? He fucking blow right through that guy.
Trying to be nice.
No.
Watching the styles, what the fuck? It wouldn't even go 2 rounds. He might finish him in the first round. What is he going to do? That guy's too fucking small. We're talking range, distance, timing, speed, strength. That's like a fucking truck running into a fucking Volkswagen.
Hey, Volkswagens are fast. Oh, well, that wasn't the argument. I'm sorry.
I get it. Okay, then, and I love that. I love Antonio. Well, okay, on the flip side, I also see, all right, when's he going to – the UFC needs to sign him now. Does that annoy you? Like, Bellator's been home for you. They came, you know, like you were one of Coker's first signings when he came over, right? If not his first signing. Yeah. Do you feel the same way? Oh, I need to go to UFC in order to be as famous as I can be. I know your dad has had a contentious past with the brass over there. How do you feel about it when people say that?
It's like I said, the fighters make the promotion. The promotion doesn't make the fighter. For me, I feel at home with Bellator and the things that I can do endorsement wise. Like, I want to get this undefeated deal. I want to go get a Porsche deal, a Cadillac deal. Obviously, I already have a Monster deal. Like, I want the Snickers deal. There's big things with companies that I feel haven't really got their feet wet within the mixed martial arts community. So me just being what I call myself the new wave, the new era, a younger John Jones, a better John Jones, I feel like I can be the one to bring big endorsements back into the sport, like Nike, Gatorade, just being different, you know, being well-spoken, being able to show them the business side of the world from your camera view, your angle, not just the fighter's angle, you know what I mean? But being able to do the commentaries, the interviews, and being able to be young and articulate and do that on both ends, you know what I mean? I think that's where I'm going to be able to win and be able to bring big endorsements to the table, you know, not just because, okay, they want to mess with Bellator because it's an opportunity to have their logos plastered everywhere. But hey, this kid actually genuinely messes with our product, and on top of, you know what I mean, we want to work with him. So if we're working with him, being the business for everybody, which I think that's just, it's kind of like a home family environment at that point. You know what I mean?
And I know you're a big Snickers guy. That would be incredible. If you
Everywhere.
Are we working on that? What's going on? Are we working on that?
I had a whole last night. Yeah, they're working on it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of reached out. We'll see how things go. I don't know.
Okay.
For me, I'm being the best I can be every day in, day out. You know what I mean, Ariel? Everything else, I feel like will just kind of fall in my lap in due time. You know, other than that, I used to get fixated. Like early on in my career, 7, 8, 9, 9-0, I used to get pissed, Ariel. I'm the best in the world. No one knows it. No one knows who I am. I used to get mad. My career's going just like my dad's. I don't get the respect or recognition I deserve. I'm done. Screw fighting. I'm going to hang out. I'm going to party. Like, to where now it's like, I have to stay in the gym. You know what I mean? I have to go train regardless. Like, all right, no fight. Cool. Let's go train. Like, so I know that no one's catching up. You know what I mean? If I'm light years ahead, well, let's stay ahead so people continue to think they're getting better while I'm getting better. And I think that's the biggest progression space that I've been able to kind of put together.
Okay, last thing for you, AJ, and then I'll let you go. I was asking this before, and then we got rudely interrupted by the guests over there. We talked in the past, you had no money and you're in like siblings and everything, and like you guys are struggling. Did you ever allow yourself to dream of this $1 million? I'm sure you probably thought of it, but have you already exceeded your own expectations from the young kid who was training with, Rampage and Chuck Liddell? Like, have you already reached the point that you didn't even dream of, or is there so much more that you dreamed of that you have left to accomplish?
Nah, I got a lot to accomplish. That's why I said this is just the beginning, Ariel. See the scroll feeds of houses I look at on my timeline. I'm an LA kid, so these houses out in LA, they're a little fat. That's why I'm like, $1 million, man. It was a substantial amount of money. It brought comfort, but I gotta break the bank. I mean, I need dad in a multi-million-dollar house. I need a multi-million-dollar house. I need my 15-year-old brother, when he comes to fight, if that's what he wants to do, my 3-year-old brother, 4-year-old brother, when he fights, he doesn't have to fight at all. You know what I mean? This kid's 4 years old. He's doing arm bars already, Ariel. I showed him a heel hook last week. He did the Khabib Gaethje triangle. He sat up. He saw me do it in practice and then tried to do it to me after practice. I said, dude, I scratched my head. I was like, hey, didn't I show you? I was like, you saw me do this earlier? He starts laughing. Yeah. I'm like, wow. All right, crazy. But yeah, I'm looking to change the sport. I call myself the Floyd of MMA for a reason. Not just to be undefeated, not to just be the best in the world, but man, that $100 million check, that I feel like that's what's going to solidify mixed martial art as a sport.
Okay. What is happening now? What is this? What is going on? Oh my God. What is happening? Is this constant?
Constant. 26 years I lived with this.
Oh my. Who's the guy getting submitted?
This dude.
Oh my. Let's give Antonio the last word. Antonio, I'm trying to save the other guy. Antonio, last word to you, Antonio. To Senior. To you. Yes, I want to go back. I want to go back to the end of July. I want to go back to the forum. I want to go back to you being in your son's corner when you saw him do what he did to Pitbull. Tell me the emotions after everything that you've been through in your career, in your life, feeling disrespected, the promoters, the people saying that you were boring, all that stuff. What was going through your mind in that moment?
I didn't really have emotions. I was proud of him, but we knew this was coming. This ain't nothing new. Like, this kid is something different. Regardless whether I got the respect or not, I live in America. What's different for a black male coming from low-income poverty to being the best fighter or the best wrestler or best at whatever he does and doing it independently? I'm used to that. He's been brought up and trained to beat adversity. That's the way I've had to live my whole life. I grew up in the projects. We know that. So when I don't understand your textbook writing to being successful, don't get upset, but I did it the way I knew how to do it. And so I was able to teach him a better way. And that's, I think, what we need to focus on is him being better than me, from the dressing to the fighting to how he conducts himself and even his lifestyle, but have the same morals and integrity that I carry in the streets and I carried every day on an everyday life. That's important.
Mm.
So I wasn't really excited about it. I was like, okay, phase 1, now let's keep moving.
Mm.
Phase 2, let's keep moving. Phase 3. This has been planned. This kid wrote a check to himself when he was 9 years old for $1 million.
Wow.
My defense, how I was going to get it, Ariel.
Yeah, he had no
idea.
That's amazing.
Now we
So this was kind of like prophecy. You know, again, you can't stop God. You may confuse people of not knowing if he's God, Allah, Yahweh, Yeshua. That's different. But the actual creator that give us life on a daily, you can't stop it. Slow it down. At least you might think you're slowing it down, but it might not be in your time. It's in his time, and we don't know that. So we just try to stay spiritually humble and grounded and preach truth and stand behind facts, not fiction.
What's going to happen here with this contract? What's going to happen? Is he getting paid? What are we going to do?
Well, you know what's right. Let's talk about how black fighters are getting paid in the sport. They're underpaid, straight out. I know the contracts. I've seen them. And they're underpaid. There's going to be a lot
fighters. You think black fighters are getting less than their white counterparts, than the other white fighters, just based off their skin color?
Well, it just happens to be a coincidence again.
Mm-hmm.
We go pull up all the paychecks and the time and how these fighters were paid. This is why right now you have Francis Ngannou. These guys are not trying to fight John Jones. They're not trying to fight. Why? They want more money. If a company's making the kind of money that the UFC is making, and you're giving your fighters 10, 20% less than that, and it's usually the other way around, like there's something wrong. AJ should be able to go fight in the UFC for $5 million if Bellator is only going to give him $1 million.
Mm.
Why shouldn't he be able to go and get more money to take care of his family and live a job and do his job? You know, why would you want to work for someone and know that you can go across the street, there's no harm done, and you can get a better job to take and have a better life? That's what we're in this for. At the end of the day, he's a corporation. The way I look at it, I tell him I don't have the emotions of him being an employee. He's a corporation. I need to do best for the company because our family are the employees. And if he goes out, then all of us suffer. So let's just line this up right.
Are they receptive?
Well, it's out of my hands now. I couldn't get what I needed across. 1, he's my son. 2, I'm his trainer. It seems like a conflict of interest, but when do you know for a black man to go ask a Jewish man to pay his black son money? When has that ever worked? When have they ever wrote a check to another black man for the value of his son? No, I have to let the wolves dance with the wolves.
Mm.
I'm a lion. I can't be in the same place.
So what you're trying to say is, correct me if I'm wrong, you're trying to say you had to get management. I think you're represented by CAA now, right?
Correct.
And they're going to do the negotiations. You're staying out of it. Is that fair?
I don't know if I'm going to stay out of it, but
Okay.
I believe CAA works for AJ.
Yes.
They work for the McKee Group.
That's right.
That's what they work for. They're employed by us to do a job. I want to hold them responsible for the job that they do based on doing what we want to be done.
Gotcha.
That's the right way to look at this. That's why I don't understand why everybody is always heckling me and upset. I'm sorry I didn't go to Harvard and come back with a master's degree in vocabulary. I understand the game. I've been here a long time. I've seen the contract. This is an ugly game, Ariel. It's ugly, it's nasty, and you know it.
Mm-hmm.
And I love my son more than I love life sometimes. And so I want the best for him, just like any other father. So why is it such a problem when I speak so passionate about the sport doing right by my son?
By the way, who says it's a problem? I think it's great.
Man.
Who says it's a problem?
Wait till people go on your thread.
Don't listen to those people. I'm talking about the people who matter. Like the brass, I'm sure doesn't mind. Like, that's your son. Of course you're going to speak passionately about him.
Right. Well, let's make them numbers in his bank account right.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I was asking you. Are they going to make it right?
I mean, the worst it could be, look, I own a promotion too. So the way I look at it is, look, either you make this kid happy or you make him fight out his 3 deals and you let him go. UFC picks him up.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Now, that's another a monster that we got to deal with.
Yeah.
Right? But the difference is I know what he's capable of. You know, here's a real Conor McGregor. It's just he's got to figure out what lane he wants to go in as far as how he wants to be labeled as a fighter. Do you want to be the shit talker? Do you want to be the guy that comes in and take care of the shit talker? Yeah.
Well, I say you could be both. Why the heck not? You guys are doing great things. Congratulations to you and your son and your family. And I look forward to seeing you guys out there. I'll be there tomorrow in the CLE to see Anthony Taylor against Tommy Fury as Anthony Taylor attempts to shock the world just like AJ McKee has done time and again. How about that?
Hey, it sounds good, like a plan.
For the underdogs, we doing it.
We love it. All right, take care, guys. I'll see you out there. Good luck, and thank you for joining us.
Likewise. See you soon.
All right, there's the McKees right there. How do you not love those guys?